Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, August Desert Gate, blue team. Couple of Apothecaries, we have Gosudar with some Blood Angels, and we have Berserk. These guys are support heroes fighting in melee combat by default, begin with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Rounding off the team, it's more Space Marines, it's TvangeS with a Force Commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support. Red team, cyanIDe rocking a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, some Black Legion here. And alongside, a bunch of Tyranids, Gomer Pyle with a Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero, walking through objects, cannot be suppressed, with powerful support, disruption and offense, begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Salvador. And rounding off the teams, Big Mathis with a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist, infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. They're skulking around on the east side. Are they going to flesh hook a scout? They did not. They're just going to creepily run up to them, try a special attack, miss it, and now the scouts are backing up to the Apothecary. Here's some tactical marines. It's double Hormogaunts. There's a flesh hook. They went for the attack. More scouts coming in. Can they get shotguns up here quickly? I guess not. They're not going for it. Tax drop a model to the Hormogaunt swarm. Lictor Alpha now trying to get in on the Apothecary. Hormogaunt's chasing off scouts. They should be able to cap this up, I think. Big Mathis early on. Back towards the mid. Salvador, the Hive Tyrant, charging on through. He's got double termagants behind them. Apothecary is getting low. Attacks are doing alright though. Apothecary must have used a heal already because they've got lower energy. Maybe they healed those attacks, which is why the Apothecary himself is so low. Salvador going to try and decap the victory point. Termagants back off to grab the mid. He's going to get shot at a bunch though, isn't he? Yeah, he's just backing off. Over on the west side, it's Sorcerer versus Force Commander and shotguns in play for the scouts. I think you'd rather, if you could choose, you'd rather have the Force Commander in the mid here, so he can battle cry a bunch of Hormogaunts around and support the east side with that kind of thing, since there's already Apothecary there. Ravener Brood on the way for Gomer Pyle, and Warrior Brood on the way for Big Mathis. For those that don't know, most of the time these games are played with random starting positions. Still harassing the mid is Salvador the Hive Tyrant. Scouts drop a model, chasing him down. That very scary melee charge he has. Now being shot by Tax. I think he's going to have to retreat now, big fella. Nope, didn't get chased. It's going to be quite low for the next fight. Is he going west? Might be going for a flank, because TvangeS, I have no idea how to say that, has pushed through on that side. Meanwhile though, Gosudar pushing through the east side, getting a power bash on this northeast. Natural power for the red team. One gen down. Are they going to get another gen down? Should they get flamers up? Warrior Brood is in play. They're going to be jumping in, power melee and stuff down. Shotgun blasts need to be well timed. Needs to be on the ball with those. Salvador is now retreating, but looks like they need to help out the west side as well, because you see TvangeS here with a big old retreat. Well, here comes some assistance from Berserk. I mean, Apothecaries do make very good mid-heroes. Obviously, they can heal. Always nice if Apothecary shows up your side and heals your stuff. 500 to 385 on the VPs. Decent VP lead then for the blue team. And they hold this east side here. Gosudar. Apothecary is off the field. There's a Barb Strangler doing work. Double warriors for Big Mathis. Double Hormogaunts, double warriors. One of them in their default melee state. The others with that Barb Strangler. And that's going to be tough for Gosudar to deal with. Oh well, they have Devastators now. That's going to help. Lictor Alpha can of course just sneak around. Do we have... Oh, we don't have any sergeants yet on the scouts to spot him. I mean, they could play around the Devastators by just splitting their forces. Can't shoot everything. The shotguns will need to be on point. Customized Stormbolter in hands of the Apothecary of Berserk, granting the full auto stun. Also has Purification Right. Taking a bunch of damage here though from the CSM. Double CSM trying to shoot him down. Force Commander needs to tie them up. Here he comes. CSM getting low now though. There's double Kraken Bolts. Was it even triple Kraken Bolts at some point? 4 attacks there. Those CSM lucky to only lose drop one model and another one drops on these fellas. Is Salvador having a strange dance with the Chaos Sorcerer, who's got his sword on fire now. The Sword of Flame is up. Got to get this wreck point back. Yep, scouts are on it. Did they bash here? I don't think they did. Meanwhile, though, southeast, Big Mathis getting through and bashing. All the gens are down. Got the wreck point decapped. Shotgun scouts doing their best. But if they get hit by if they're blobbed up like this and get hit by that Barb Strangler, gonna have a bad time. And feed the tendrils in for the Elictor Alpha. Heal on hit and power melee, which is bad for heavily armored tactical marines. Assault squad up though for TvangeS, jumping into the double Termagant backline. Ravener Brood is here. Force Commander seems to be going after the Sorcerer here. We have Vestments of the Warp. Shotgun scouts with a good grenade. Killed a couple of Termagants, that's alright. And down goes the Sorcerer. Well played, TvangeS. Was against at least part of two players' armors there. And he's going to get through maybe onto the power, but here come double CSM and Heretics. The Sparring Champion Heretics with the double CSM more than enough to deal with the Assault Marines. Force Commander could maybe get battle cries going to even this up. Double tax here. Double tax are low though. There's a shotgun blast on the Heretics. They should be off the field. Draw them into trouble. Shotgun blast them. Typically a really good way to deal with Heretics. Because once they start making their way into melee, it's very hard for them to turn around. If they turn around, they're just going to get shot in the back. Once they commit, you need to kind of commit. And you can play that into your advantage with some shotguns. We have extended carapace for Gomer Pyle, so he can now charge at you if he wasn't scary enough already, Salvador. Crippling poison on the Force Commander gets him out there. He's level 3, this guy, with default war gear. Bolt pistol does a lot of work for him. Meanwhile, east side turning blue. These are Berserk's double tacks here. 5 tacks on the field, by the way. Gosudar, any war gear? No war gear for Gosudar. Tier 2 for cyanIDe, Tier 2 for Gomer Pyle, Tier 2 for Gosudar. Gosudar. Gosudar, I'm going to say Gosudar. Whose names are just hard to say, you guys. 484 to 363. Maintained the VP lead into Tier 2, which isn't always easy for Space Marines. Especially against an aggressive faction like Tyranids. I mean, they played it well with multiple shotgun scouts and stuff on this side. And the Force Commander have kind of, course, evened that up with his battle cry. Knocking around melee squads and stuff. We might just see another customized Stormbolter for Gosudar. It's really good. Shutting down those dangerous heroes. Salvador on the west side, leading some Ravener Brood, some Termagants, and some Eternal War. In fact, Marco Zinch, Chaos Space Marines here, getting their aspiring champion. All of them got jumped though by the Assault Squad. Heretics charging in, immediately get knocked over by the charge. Did some decent work there, Salvador. Now needs to retreat though. Assault Squad did drop a model, shotgun blast going in. They might be looking for a grenade here, see them going forward, but they got shot to pieces, had to back off. Heretics with a good Doom Blast there. Suppressed both of the Tactical Marines, and here's a Genestealer Brood from Gomer Pyle. Very scary melee squad with power melee damage. Can be buffed like crazy by Adrenal Gland, Warrior Brood, melee Synapse, and of course the Hive Tyrant can with improved Synapse and stuff, which you don't see here. Psychic Scream is in. We see that. East side is completely blue. Not sure what... I guess Big Mathis went through the mid and now they're coming up these stairs. Barb Strangler gets a shot on the devs. 484 to 324. They still get the initial burst away though, because suppression only lengthens your weapon cooldown, and if you haven't shot it yet, it doesn't do anything. Would have affected their second burst, of course. Yeah, this is looking kind of dicey for Big Mathis. Needs to back off. It's a lot of Marines supported by double Apothecaries. Now, does their health regen or a stack? I assume it does. That'd be a big bummer for them if it doesn't. 484 to 310. That power is even noded. Yeah, Salvador needs to help out here. Warrior Brood off the field. Through the mid, though, we got Genestealers, and is that double Marco Zinch CSM? It is. That's outrageous damage. against heavy infantry. All those Inferno bolts, 18.15 per model, as you can see, and you get that almost 19 DPS plasma gun. 484 to 310. Just pouring damage onto those scouts. Shotgun blast comes in though. Here's the Apothecary to tie them up. No war gear for this guy yet. He's done well though. Seems to have a good instincts about when to go into melee, when to not, when to commit himself. Assault squad here with the Sergeant for Berserk. Just took out some Rippers. And where did those guys spawn from? Doesn't show me capillary towers on... Oh, there we go. On the map. Taking back the east side a bit are the Tyranids, level 2 lit to alpha. Devastators in the garrison though. Now they're trying to power bash. Gomer Pyle. And Crushing Claws on the way. 50 power, 108 heavy melee DPS. Who needs a walker vehicle when you have a Hive Tyrant? Here's Gosudar's Apothecary. Termagants wipe, those were Gomer Pyles. Look at all of this. Just a giant pile of Marines with double health regen auras, double heals coming out potentially. It's nasty. And if you get a zone throat, they're going to get jumped. 470 to 310. What is the Hive Tyrant doing here? Not sure what he's up to. He's trying to escape maybe? Has to retreat. There we go. Should be okay. Got such a chunk of hit points. Here we see a push on the east side, and we do have a zone throat for Big Mathis. Also, Tyrant Guard. Where is it though? It's just coming out of base now, so it's going to be a while. Lictor Alpha getting stuck into some Marines, which are suppressed by the Barb Strangler. Doing really well actually. Doing really well. Needs to get deadly jump surely. Can jump on double tacks, that'll be awesome. Maybe we'll see it. Chaos Dreadnought on the way for cyanIDe. Perhaps we'll see some Mark of Khorne action. See if you can teleport it around, but TvangeS doing a lot of work here. I mean, just having double CSM with Mark of Tzeentch, you're going to get jumped by the assault squad, then the force commander's going to get in, and they're not going to be able to do much. Heretics with the Sparring Champion is not going to really deal with tier 2 assault marines that have their sergeant very well. And we have Thunderhammer Force Commander with a teleporter. Look at that. Well, that's why they're getting a Mark of Khorne Dreadnought, I assume. So they can just cleave through this Force Commander and the Assault Squad. Yeah, Heretics getting absolutely decimated here. Psychic Scream and Crushing Claws doing work though for Salvador. Gene Stiller's getting in there too. These guys heal on hit, and they can pop an ability called Adrenal Rush to improve their speed damage and even more heal on hit. So you can't battle cry again, the Force Commander. Gene Stiller's in on the attacks, knocking them all over. They have such high melee skill. And the double CSM did stay in play. And where did the Force Commander go? He's just run off. He's just run off. Salvador gets the revive. Oh, now has improved Synapse actually. Increasing the health of nearby Tyranids. Tyranid non-hero, non-Synapse. The boss bow improves heroes' health for the war boss, but I guess Synapse doesn't improve heroes. And it's Tyranids only. Tyrant Guard charging through. In on the devs. That thing has super heavy infantry armor, so was able to just face down that heavy bolter there with its piercing damage. Zone Throat provides a health regen Synapse, which is pretty handy. Has these artillery shots that don't do friendly fire. Tyrant Guard is munching through stuff over here. They did get away though, right? Oh, they did not get away. That was the last Devastator model there. 470 to 253. East side is going to turn red. They might get a full bash as well. They should get a full bash. Now, is Berserk going to respond to the east side? No, they're still fighting west side. Here's that Mark of Khorne Dreadnought. Got a bunch of XP already. Can turn on Blood Rage. There it is. More damage output, more damage resistance, more speed, but you lose control of your Dreadnought, which is why you typically want to get him near a bunch of enemies before you pop it. Taking missile launcher shots. These guys for Berserk have a missile launcher. cyanIDe needs to teleport him out. Do they have the red for it? They don't. Oh, it's because they already used it. There it is. I guess they had to wait for their Sorcerer to be far enough away as well. That's the warp ability, which teleports an allied unit to the Sorcerer's location. Great for saving stuff, such as melee walkers. Now they're stacking up on this west side. So many attacks against the gens. Assault squad being patient, ready to run interference. Here come Rippers. Force Commander even getting stuck in there. Artificer, yep, has Artificer. So it's pretty damn tough too. Here comes Salvador though, he's not happy. Genestealer's getting in there. There's Psychic Scream. Countering it with the battle cries though. Doom bolts flying in. I haven't seen much Doom bolts action actually. There's full auto on Salvador, was it? Also have combat stims. Been seeing combat stims a bit more often recently in 3v3s. I think it's pretty awesome. 30% damage increase, damage resistance, and it breaks suppression. For how long does it tell me? Does not tell me for how long. It's probably 10 seconds usually that kind of stuff is. Tier 3 for Gomer Pyle. 453 to 230 on the VPs. Tier 3 also for Gosudar. Big Mathis is a ways away from tier 3. cyanIDe also. They're getting this power bash quite a lot. East side is almost completely red. Scouts can't really fight this Tyrant Guard. Look at that damage. The splash is hitting all of the models. That was nasty. That was really nasty. They were close enough together to all be hit by that splash damage. Level 3 Lictor Alpha does indeed have the deadly jump. More health, and he can jump on you, which is pretty handy. What's going on in the mid? Yeah, the Space Marines are moving around in this big blob of armor. We have some Terminators up now for Gosudar. Storm Bolters and Power Fists. Inspiration on kill, and look at this. They need some Stranglethorn Cannon Carnifexes. Maybe Gomer Pyle can get one rolling. It's going to be a little while though. They need over 100 power to get a Carnifex up. Need to try and play it smart and avoid this blob of death. I mean, with Salvador the Hive Tyrant and that Dreadnought, they can scare stuff still. I mean, there's double missile launchers though for Berserk, and he can combat stim them. And oh, there's for the Emperor on those attacks as well from the Force Commander. Doom bolts kind of misses, and Angels of Death is popped by the Apothecary. Meanwhile, Salvador in on that Apothecary. That is Gosudar. Down they go. Genestealer's in on Terminators now. Berserk stayed in a little bit too long with Angels of Death, I think. Those guys got away though. There's more Assault Marines from TvangeS. Dreadnought is very low. Melter Bomb. And down it goes. It did do decent work, but down it goes. Terminators have teleported away and are getting some good kills actually with that Assault Cannon. Genestealers have stuck around for a while though, eh? They put in a hell of a lot of work there. Stern Guard switching to Kraken Bolts to shoot the Hive Tyrant. That is technically the best DPS against the heroes. You can get some damage over time from the Hellfire, and it's useful against like retreating heroes or heroes that are in cover maybe. But if it's just a melee guy running around out of cover, get those Kraken Bolts firing. Big Mathis with double Tyrant Guards. I wondered why they were mired in tier 2 so hard. They got double Tyrant Guards and a Zone Thrope out. And Genestealers out. Okay then. Do they have, and they do have melee Synapse, Warrior Brood. It's a big tier 2 Tyranid army. You don't typically see Tyranids deep in tier 2 like that so much, with like 4 tier 2 units out. Gosudar got revived. Now has Armor of the Apothecarian in play. The Genestealers of Gomer Pyle in trouble. Get the hell out of there. Salvador himself in trouble too, potentially. Level 4. Yeah, huge pressure from the Space Marines. Even though they were hit pretty hard here. I mean, he didn't back them off, did it? Did they have a Neurothrope? They do have a Neurothrope. Gomer Pyle goes for Neurothrope then, not for a Carnifex. There's Paroxysm. Fantastic tool to use in this situation. Just need to be careful about the Neurothrope being focused down. You look at the damage that those Terminators took there. But they are, I mean, they are Apothecary supported, of course. There's that advanced healing. That Paroxysm slows you down and does percentage base damage per second. It's also psychic, so extra versus heavy and super heavy. In other words, fantastic against Terminators. With their high health pool doing percentage damage is amazing. More Terminators for TvangeS, but they are not Assault Terminators. Gone for Cyclone Missile Launcher here. Here come double Tyrant Guard. They do have some plasma guns in there. TvangeS, in fact, has double plasma guns. So decently well-timed push for Big Mathis. If their teammates can come through the mid and support. Big fight here. There's that advanced healing. Can they get on the Apothecary? Looks like a Tyrant Guard is on him. Apothecary actually held up pretty well there with an Anointed Power Axe. But Tyrant Guard takes him down. Force Commando might also fall here. Salvador got him with a Crushing Claw. They can use Laraman's Blessing, of course, from one of the Apothecaries to revive all their heroes. There's Shield Wall for the Tyrant Guard. Gives it vehicle armor and some health regen. Can they follow in and support it? Looks like Big Mathis wants to. Neurothrope coming up too, and now Chaos Terminators in the field from cyanIDe. Big turning point for red team. Starting to pressure themselves here. Barb Strangle doing some great work. There's the Paroxysm, and there's a Psychic Scream too. Awesome stuff. Even the Zoanthrope's able to get shots in. Terminator's going to be tied up by the Tyrant Guard. Where are the Chaos Terminators are there? I wonder if they're going to get claws. Force Commander's busy knocking stuff over right now. Look at the work Salvador's putting in with those Crushing Claws. What level is this guy? Level 5 has been awesome. Victor Alpha, where is he? Is he off the field now? Yeah, off the field now. Did well also. Didn't quite have the staying power. Maybe could get the Terrify to scare off some Marines, some Assault Marines maybe. Genestealer's tearing through those guys. Another Paroxysm. Neurothrope needs to be careful not to get isolated here. Now using Spirit Leech on something. Oh, looks like it's on the Tax. They could use that on the Apothecary to screw them up a bit if they can find them. Tyranno Formation was also a Cataclysm there, which maybe knocked them off that central spire. But a hell of a push from the red team. Well played, fellas. Double Tyrant Guard needs some healing. They should probably just go back to base in this state. There's tier 3 for Big Mathis. I mean, blue team still have really strong armies. I don't think they actually wiped anything there. One of them can get a Land Raider to support all this stuff. Gosudar isn't that far away from saving up for one. Berserk on the scouts. Gets the Sergeant. To die last. Squad leader. See if you can focus on him. You'll kill all the models. And they got it. All of them are down. Still the VP lead for the Space Marines, but they are retaking the east side as a infestation capillary tower, and there's the double shield wall. They're just going to heal up right here, I guess. Brood Nest on the east side, maybe. Gomer Pyle. Nope, doesn't have the red for it. I think it's... Is it 150 now? I think it's 150 now. What did they spend? Oh, maybe it was their Tyranno Formation, I guess. Not sure what they're saying in the chat there. Vanguard Veterans now up for Berserk. There's the jump. These guys with Power Swords, a Lightning Claw, and a very fancy Thunderhammer that has 15% knockback chance on it. Just on its basic attacks. Look at this now. Angels of Death and Advanced Healing. Is that double Advanced Healing? Looks like it. Yeah, Berserk got it as well. They had combat stims before. There's a Paroxysm. Awesome fight. Assault Squad get a really good jump on double CSM back there. Need to try and keep those guys split so that doesn't happen. They did get messed up though when they jumped in. Looks like some absorbed life was going on from the Neurothrope. Look, the Lictor Alpha in the back line over there. Tearing through some Stern Guard. Then has to leave. Where is Salvador? Force Commander's down. Apothecary down. Not sure where the Hive Tyrant went. Did he survive? Yeah, he's alright. Victor Alpha also gets away. We've got a Carnifex up now for cyanIDe with a Stranglethorn Cannon. Carnifex on the way for Big Mathis. Chaos Sorcerer doing a slide. The Slide of Zinch. And has Tome of Subjugation. Blue team could really struggle here now. The double mark of Zinc CSM, Tome of Subjugation. Carnifex is starting to roll out. Some dangerous heroes. I mean, blue team are pushing back through now. Oh, did Gomer Pyle just lose some Raveners there? I think so. Oh, they went double Terminators, Gosudar. Who needs Land Raiders, I guess? Both with the Assault Cannons, which means tons of those inspirational kill buffs if they can target something that's kind of soft. I guess the Hormagaunts could be targeted. Look at the damage they do to the Hive Tyrant. Salvador charges in. Psychic Screams. Then needs to leave. We've got Lightning Claw, Chaos Terminators though. These guys are really bad news for those Loyalist Terminators. Look at this blob of Marines. Paroxysm was used a little bit early. Uh-oh. Carnifex could be in trouble. Multiple Melter Bombs. And there's Missile Launchers. Tyrant formation now. It's a decent hit. Carnifex still under pressure though. There is another Stranglethorn there. Force Commander back to his feet. Angels of Death popped again. That's on Berserk stuff. Subjugated Terminators now. Can they be teleported into trouble? They can. Can they take him out though? Maybe. Maybe. Might need a bit of help. Yeah, the CSM got into trouble there. Almost did it. Can't suppress those guys, but the Stranglethorn will do a lot of damage. Double Tyrant guards doing really well here for Big Mathis. They've been awesome. What level are those fellas? Level 3 and level 2. I'm sure they'll both die very soon now that I've said that. But I had to give them some props, damn it. There's a Librarian trying to fight a Tyrant Guard. Whose Librarian is that? That's Berserk's. I mean, it's a good thing to have, especially when you're getting subjugated. You can use Gate of Infinity to get them out of trouble. Red team defend their VP, but can they push back? What's going on east side? East side is blue. Is this scouts? Yeah, scouts bashing power and stuff. Swarm Lord on the way for Gomer Pyle. Lots of advanced healing. Need to get that Apothecary. Big Mathis goes after him. Down he goes. There is another Apothecary there, of course. Lightning Claw Terminators are on him, though. Librarian needs to be careful. Stranglethorn on the scouts. Get flesh hooked. He's going to go down. Down they go. And they're starting to break out the red team. A lot of ground to get through, though. Looks like they're going east side. But blue team will keep pressure up on the mid. And they hold their natural while they're up here. So Force Commander's down, Apothecary's down, and Sorcerer is down. No, Force Commander's not down. Here he is. I'm lying. Where's Gosudar? They're not trying to revive him right now. Hormagaunts capping the east side. Scouts didn't quite fully bash the power, but they did a good job and were really annoying. Those are TvangeS's. Hormagaunts just being disintegrated by those assault cannons. But Big Mathis is here to fight. There's that Neurothroat Paroxysm. Surely another Neurothroat from Big Mathis would be pretty damn good here. Where's that Swarm Lord? There he is. Super unit for Tyranids. Provides a speed and reinforcements in that, which is a massive deal here. Pretty powerful in combat in his own right, of course, as well. It's on the left side of your screen with vehicle armor, 2,000 hit points of it. Fighting alongside Salvador the Hive Tyrant. Pretty scary force. We do have some Assault Terminators now, though, for TvangeS. They've got their default Thunderhammers and Storm Shields to combat all targets. Las Cannon getting shots in too. There's a Cataclysm. Knocks the Apothecary over. And they focus him down. Look at Lictor Alpha in the back lines here. Always gets himself into the back with his deadly jump, I guess. Has to retreat here. Level 6. Done really well, though. Las Cannon shooting that Carnifex. Swarm Lord's backed off. Here comes a Land Raider Phobos on the left side of your screen. Are these Tyrant Guards too far forward here to get away? Oh, they're siding through some Las Cannon fellas. Those guys with Veil of Time on them. Nope. They're getting backed up now. Here comes that Swarm Lord. Neurothrope is here too. So is the Zonethrope. sure what's going on east side right now, though. It is uncapped. Something's being chased off it. It was some scouts, of course it was. I need to keep something up there. Maybe keep one of the Tyrant Guard up there. Land Ready Redeemer on the way for Gosudar. They're down to just double Terminators, though. They had a rough fight. Here's the Assault Terminators of TvangeS. Yeah, and I think it's a good idea to keep them with their hammers for now. To put pressure on the Carnifexes. Shield wall. Here it is. Still no Brood Nest that I've seen. Maybe they just think it'll be shot down immediately. Drop pod comes in. There's the advanced healing as well. Oh, they got some new tax in. I see. They might be stern guarded or immediately or something. Definitely getting their sergeant immediately. I guess they're waiting for the Land Raider before they try to push again. 135 to 115. Very even on the VPs. Not sure what these guys are trying to do, but they're going to have a bad time. Are they going to get away? Looks like, I think, yes, level 3 they're going to get away. Scout trying to be sneaky, being spotted by the Warrior Brood. Blue team mobilizing. Everyone's up, all the heroes are up. What are levels? Level 4, level 5, and a level 8 Force Commander. Is it worth them picking up the Power Fist here? For some flesh over steel action. We might see a massive fight in the mid brewing here. There's the advanced healing, that is nuts. That is so nuts. Can they pick out the Apothecary in that massive stuff though? It's not always easy. There's Paroxysm and a Tyrant formation. Nicely done. Some of them are trying to tough it out. There's the Land Raider Redeemer. Acts as a mobile base for the Space Marines. All of your allies can retreat back to it, reinforce off it, and get some health regen. Not to mention some dangerous, mainly close-range weaponry. The assault cannons are pretty long range though. There's a frag assault. Land Raider Phobos rolling up. Swarm Lord needs to chop up those Devastators. Yep, it's trying to. Doesn't want that las cannon shooting on it. Strangle Thorn. Doing big chunks of damage to the Terminators. 83 to 115. Have the red team turned this around. Cyanide's floating like crazy here. Guess maybe they're waiting for more Terminators. I don't think they have. Oh, they just subjugated some Terminators. Here we go. They could use their Power Fists on their own Land Raider, maybe. Maybe they're... Yeah, they didn't teleport them. Maybe it's been used already. Force Commander and Apothecary went down. Big Mathis saying to get back. 63, 115. Look at all those zone tropes now. There's 3 of them up. Some nice health regen. cyanIDe. Maybe he could get some Havocs up or something. Yeah, I think aren't Terminators 21 pop. I don't think they can get more Terminators right now. Beautiful grenade from those scouts. And Apothecaries on the VP. Double Tyrant Guard show up, level 3 and level 4. They've been absolutely amazing. You don't often see them get through tier 2, let alone to almost the end of the game here. Paroxysm again, it's been amazing. Need to be careful, Mr. Neurothropo, he gets away. That Stranglethorn shot was nasty. No repairs for the Land Raider, eh? There's only one scout squad on the field, and that's the TvangeS. And they were doing some grenade stuff on the east side just now. 61 to 115. Now, I mean, there's still a massive blob of Marines supported really well. But the red team aren't capitulating, as teams often do when they're faced with this many Marines. Supported this well, and Terminators and stuff. Tyranids have stood up really well. Those Tyrant Guards, they've been so good. You just saw the Swarm Lord smack the Apothecary halfway across the map there with his Blade Flurry, which was fun. There's Salvador retreating. Awesome push from the red team again. Sapler Missile Launcher gets a couple of hits on the Phobos. And they get onto the VP. Victor Alpha cleaving through some Marines there. also been pretty damn awesome in this Delictor Alpha. A lot of time you'll see them go down over and over again in a game like this. We've been able to keep it alive. Not sure what that Warrior Brood is doing up on the top of your screen with the Barbed Strangler, and they're being chucked away for pop. I wonder. They are decapping, so it's a zone throat decapping. Lictor Alpha's there just in case it needs to take over the cap as well. And something just got chased off the east side. I think the red team have it. Powering through in tier 3. It's a little bit of a shaky start. And they lost their power a lot on the northwest. But nothing can beat the Swarm, says Big Mathis. Let's look at these heroes. What a game. Awesome stuff. Level 4 Apothecary for Gosudar. Berserk got a level 5 Apothecary. Got smacked around at the end. A level 8 Force Commander for TvangeS. Started out so strong and had an amazing start to tier 2 as well. Level 5 Sorcerer. Doing some Sorcerer shenanigans. We had a mighty level 8 Hive Tyrant. Salvador was awesome for Gomer Pyle. And a crafty and effective level 7 Lictor Alpha for Big Mathis. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.